Hello again, and welcome back to the show. How is everybody doing? How is your day going so far? Hope you are having a fantastic Tuesday. Hope you are enjoying yourself, and hope you are, enjoying life. And I know COVID kind of messed things up for a good 1.5 years for a lot of people, and that kind of really is not okay. But at the end of the day, what you need to remember is that you gotta be grateful for what you have, because we spoke of earlier on how the situation, even though in countries like Scotland, we spoke of Scotland for quite a long time, and I told you how in countries like Scotland yesterday was considered to be Freedom Day because all of the restrictions came off, and we spoke of how in England most of the restrictions have come off as well. But what's most important for you to remember is that at the end of the day, all of us, we need to remember, we need to understand that at the end of the day, we need to be grateful for the little things that we have, okay? Because if you're especially living in an okay life as of now, and if you still have a roof over your head, if you still have breath in your body, it's definitely something to be grateful for, because that's not the case for a lot of people out there. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. I have a lot more things that I do want to talk to you about, but I want you to check this video out for a second, because it kind of gives you an idea of who we are and what we do here at Relax Radio. So check this video out, and I'll be back in a second to talk to you about something very interesting with regards to a movie called Zola and its relation to sex trafficking. You definitely want to hear this, because it's one of the first movies that were made, or feature films that were made with only Twitter thread or tweets as its base or as its foundation. So you definitely want to hear this out. I want you to watch this video for a second, and I'll be back in a minute to talk to you about this even more. Hello again, and welcome back to the show. How is everybody doing? How is your day going so far? We have so many interesting things that we do want to talk to you about, so make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. I am Jaimmy, and I'm going to be with you for a couple minutes more, an hour more actually, talking to you about a lot of interesting things. And I want to say a big hello going out to every single one of you that have been a part of this show so far. All right, let's get on into the conversation, and that's something very interesting that I do want to talk to you about, and that's with regards to this movie called Zola. Now, I did touch on it a couple well, at the beginning of last month, I think I told you about this, but it's blowing up. Everybody's talking about Zola, and I just want to share it with you as well. So basically, Zola, why it's such a milestone of a feature film and why everybody's talking about it is because it was a viral Twitter thread that was written by a teenager that people knew it as hashtag the story, and it became famous as hashtag the story. And it was this viral Twitter thread that is now transformed into a movie or a feature film. Okay, it was a string of, I think, about 148 tweets, and it was written back in 2015 by like a 19-year-old Detroit waitress, and her name was Isaiah King. Okay, so this waitress, we're talking about the movie Zola. If you're just tuning in, thank you for being a part of the show. But there's so much that I do want to talk to you about, because this is a very, very interesting conversation that I think all of us need to have. Okay, now going back into the conversation with regards to this Detroit waitress. Okay, back in 2015, it was a string of basically about 148 tweets, and she wrote it, Zola, or Isaiah King as commonly known. She wrote it about this wild Florida road trip that kind of was made into this feature film, also named Zola. Okay, it's co-written and directed by filmmaker Janixa Bravo, and it's starring Ma Rainey's Black Bottom actress Taylor Page and American Honey's Riley Keough. And I am so excited to watch it because I still haven't watched it, but I heard so many people say how it actually gave them a better insight as to this whole sex trafficking scene, because there's been so many claims, there's been so many issues of sex trafficking that's happening, and that's basically what this movie does. Okay, so basically, I won't spoil the film for you. I won't spoil the movie for you. But basically, in the film, Zola is played by Paige, and she strikes up this friendship with a customer whose name is Stefani. Okay, and they all join together for a weekend of partying in Tampa, Florida. And yeah, what it's supposed to be like this lucrative, fun-filled party weekend where the two women earn some money by dancing in clubs, of course, and it ends with Zola being caught up in this dangerous world of sex trafficking. Okay, there is so much, like, for me at least, when I heard the basis of the story, there was definitely a lot of serious undertone in it. And the original story is, of course, now deleted on Twitter, but it was preserved elsewhere on the internet, and it's told with such humor that the thread went viral, and it was retweeted by celebrities, including people like Missy Elliott, including people that wanted this story to be told. I think Solange Knowles also retweeted this, and the director, of course, saw these tweets, and he decided that it could become such a good movie. That's how Zola became into a movie. I am like, I don't know, I cannot wait to watch it. I think it's such a good base for a movie, but it also talks about key issues like sex trafficking in our community today, which needs to be had. There's so much that's happening in the world. I want to talk about Andrew Cuomo for a second as well. But for right now, we're going to head on off to a little break. When we come back, though, we do have a lot more interesting things to talk about. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.